Welcome to the CBS Eye on Money Show. It's Tuesday, November 22nd, and we are here answering your financial questions. We means me, Jill Schlesinger, certified financial planner, CBS News business analyst, and Mark, he is Mark Talercio, CFP, executive producer of Jill on Money World. The world of Jill on Money, Mark. How do you like that as your title?
It's good. I like it. Taking a sip of my coffee.
Remember when Connie made up my title? We worked with a woman at CBS Radio. Mark is very good friends with her still. And she was like an old news hound. I mean, not old, but you know what I mean? Like she's a storied kind of person in the news world. I said to her, well, you know, what should my title be? And she said, Mark, do you want to give her how she would say, give her my title?
I don't know. Whatever you want.
It's exactly what she said. I don't know. And then I said, well, I don't know, like financial analyst? I don't like the word financial. Okay, how about business analyst? Let's call you a senior business analyst because it sounds better. Okay, fine. So in the file of CBS, it does say senior business analyst, but I never use senior because there's no junior. Everyone in the world of radio still calls me senior business analyst because Connie put it in the file that way.
She just, we were texting this morning.
Really? How is she?
You know, I never ask her how she is. We don't talk about anything other than tennis, to be honest.
All right. Well, so be it. Let's get on and talk to one of you guys, one of our listeners. It's Nate, who's on the line from Orlando. Now, Nate, how long have you been listening to our program?
I think right before COVID or right in the middle of COVID. So a couple of years now.
So you heard about my recent trip to Orlando and how I was tortured at one of the theme parks, right?
I don't know if I caught that episode. I heard your Vegas trip, but...
Oh, the Vegas trip, also torture, but I got paid a lot more money for it. The Orlando trip, I had to be, I was in the worst corporate event ever, which was at one of at Universal theme park. I don't like rides. So I'm the spouse at a corporate event and the boss is like, we're going on the biggest roller coaster in the world. And I'm like, oh God, please hurt me now. Anyway, Nate, you probably don't even go to the theme park, right?
I went a lot when I was younger, not so much now. Well, I have a little one on the way. And so once that happens, probably will be going more. But
all right. Fair enough. What's your favorite part of the theme parks?
I mean, I used to love like just randomly going like on like a Wednesday after school when we had annual passes and it wasn't crowded. That was really nice. But nowadays they're always packed and you have to get reservations. So that, you know, being a local is not quite as nice as it used to be.
All right. Well, tell us about yourself and what brings you to the program, Nate.
Well, sure. So the main thing I was hoping to get at was my wife and I, we bought a house last year in Orlando. We got solar panels and we got the solar tax credit and we were very, very excited about that. And then fast forward to this year, we bought a plug-in hybrid car and we were excited to get the potential tax credit for that as well. Well, after relocating from California, I was kind of, you know, making some adjustments to my deductions and, you know, obviously no state income tax in Florida. And long story short, I was over deducting throughout the year. And I realized this around October or so, maybe a little bit before. And so I started, you know, cutting back my deductions for my wife and myself's paychecks. And I also learned that the vehicle tax credit is not eligible for a refund. It's only eligible for if you owe.
Oh my God.
And so now I'm like, okay, well, I did my best to cut out all of my deductions, but I think I'm still over contributing by, you know, like a $12,000 refund. And so now I'm like, well, I've already kind of screwed up, but maybe at this point it's better just to do a Roth conversion with some of the 401k or IRA monies I have just to make up for it and break even or something.
All right. Give us some of these numbers because we're going to figure out. Don't worry. I can always create taxable income for you. So first of all, Nate, how old are you?
28.
And your wife?
29.
You said you're expecting a child, right?
Next year in April. Yep.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much do you guys make together?
Right now we're making about 300, give or take.
Wow. That's got to go a long way in Florida.
My wife is planning to stay home next year, though, starting.
All right. So let's talk about this. You own a home. What's it worth, would you guess?
Let's see, about $480 according to Zillow, but I don't know if that's how accurate that is.
It's so funny, Mark. Have you noticed every time people are like, well, Zillow says this, although I don't trust it. So what's the mortgage on it?
So about $320.
What's the rate?
3.125.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So right now on your 300 grand, are you putting money into retirement accounts?
Yes, I am maxing out my 401k at work, all Roth, and I'm also doing. My employer offers the mega backdoor, and I'm also
Hmm.
maxing that out this year. I haven't maxed that out every year, but this year it seems like I'm going to be able to max it out.
Mark, you think that's going to survive the mega backdoor?
No, so use it while it's around.
That's
Yeah, that's
kind
what
of
I
what
would
I was
say.
thinking. Yeah.
What about your wife? Does she use a Roth as well?
She's a teacher and she's kind of hopped around schools a bunch of different times and had various 403bs. We've just rolled all of those previous accounts over from California into a Vanguard IRA for her. And
Hmm.
this past year, we just didn't bother contributing to her accounts because I've just been doing mine.
Hmm.
And I have the Roth 401k, and then I also have a special option with Vanguard where it's a after tax auto convert to
Oh,
Roth IRA. So it's like I'd rather just do that rather than dealing with the 403b, which sometimes the schools 403bs are kind of a pain to deal with or have higher.
and they have terrible choices generally.
Yes, so I just didn't bother with that at all, and I've just been doing mine. And then I did do my backdoor Roth IRA this year as well.
How much is in her Vanguard IRA rollover?
She has about 70,000.
You got the solar panel credit, right?
Yep.
That's last year. So right now, to get your plug-in tax credit, first of all, how much is the credit?
It's about 6,300 or so.
Jesus, that's like a real number.
Yeah.
Like I get it. So on your back of the envelope calculation, you think you need another 12 grand of taxable income?
Yeah, so I went through the IRS calculator and it came out to show that I still on track for about an $11,109 refund. And so what I was doing was I was kind of just playing with the numbers and like my understanding is if I do a Roth conversion, that's just treated as income. So I just started putting in extra income into the calculator and kind of seeing where I ended up.
What did it say?
So I did three different ones I played with. So if I did 25,000 of extra conversions, I would projected refund would be about 5,000. If I did 50,000, it said I projected 2,100, so to me that was like just about right. And if I did the 75,000, I would projected about 10,000.
I like this. Can we? But we don't. We have to have a tax due. Don't we have to have $6,300 of tax due? Actually,
So that was where I was a little confused because that's including the calculator has an option for the credit, and so I put the credit in there. So I think the calculator is actually factoring in that credit.
okay, all right.
So I think about 50,000 would be break even, but maybe owe a little bit. And I'm fine with owing a little bit just to make sure.
How much money do you have in cash right now?
About 30,000.
How much money's in all of these different retirement accounts?
My 401k, I have 164,000 pre-tax,
Jeez
I have
Louise, this guy is like on it, Mark.
65,000 Roth,
Okay.
and then my wife has 70,000 pre-tax.
So, Mark, are you game for this? Are you game to do a little conversion and get this tax credit?
I would convert to 50. I mean, he's only going to wind up owing a couple of grand. That's not a big deal.
I would totally do it. I just want to double check those numbers, though. Honestly, I would do the 50 also and get your money. You're in the 24%. Next year, when your wife stops working to take care of this baby, how much will your household income be? So have her work for 3 or 4 months, but then she'll be home. How much will the income be?
Probably still around 250 to 300.
All right, so you're still going to be in the 24%. I mean, if you want to just clean it up, you can do the rest of it next year and get done, and then you're all Roth. It's fantastic.
If I did some math before, I may have the exact numbers a little off, but I do have some side income I get as well from consulting. And so I'm wondering if I do push into the 32% tax bracket, would that be like, is it still okay to convert even if like the last bit's a little bit in 32%? Or
I mean, it's not as good, but and you could also wait until the following year because maybe your wife will have zero income that year. But you could do either way. I wouldn't go crazy. I think the 32% is fine. Sounds like you make a lot of money and you're going to continue to make money. So it may be that you find yourself in the 32% bracket. And wait, and also next year, the brackets are going to change because of inflation. And so you may find yourself remaining in the 24% bracket, even with that extra income. So I would do it.
Okay, that's good to know. And the other thing I was going to ask is, so I have a 401k at Vanguard, and then I have my wife has the IRA at Vanguard as well. Does it really matter if I do the conversion in one versus the other? Is there pros and cons? I mean, I kind of like my 401k plan just because it's all a little bit easier to do all in
No,
one.
we want your wife's. I'm sorry, I just dropped my microphone. Sorry. I literally just fell off the stand. Okay, so I think you should do your wife's. The reason is that the 401k stuff, it's kind of easy. It's over there. It's not ripe for conversion. This is already in an IRA environment. Let's convert it. It's easy.
You want to get the actual Roth IRA opened, and that way you get you got to satisfy this 5-year rule. So once you open it and convert it, that'll start the clock on the 5-year period.
Good point. Okay.
Yeah, look at the good point, Mark. Come on. All right, now here's some more questions for you. You know I'm going to ask these questions, Nate. So how about your estate planning? Do you have wills?
I don't, but I've just started going through the Policy Genius, looking at different things, and I found out my employer has some options to help with that. We have a kid on the way, so I was just starting to get things ready, but all that stuff is on my to-do list. So
that's good. I just also want to point out that I don't want to just give Policy Genius all of the love. There are some other places where you can check out some of the estate planning options. And I just looked them up because I was doing this for a segment. So here are the names of some of these places. You ready? So there are two that I found that I think I have to bang on them a little bit, but Rocket Lawyer and the old Quicken Will Maker, which I think was bought by someone else. But if you just type in Will Maker, Rocket Lawyer and Quicken Will Maker, I think they've got some small fees. But interestingly, Mark, they charge you those fees because they make a lawyer available to review the documents for you. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I did look at Rocket Lawyer, and it actually looked pretty good. They had a nice package.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Now, if you're just a plain old cheapskate, not that you are, one is who's listening to this, there is actually a resource, Do Your Own Will, and another one called Fabric. Both of them are free. So that's good. What about life insurance?
So, yeah, I was just hoping you'd ask that. So my employer does 3 times my salary out of the box. So I have $450,000 or so. And I can buy more through them, but I've read through some of the internal forms, and people say that, when you leave the company, it can be kind of hard to transfer, and they might renegotiate your rate. So a lot of people say when you're young, it's better to just get an external. I'm trying to decide how much to get from me versus my wife. Obviously, I'm the one bringing in most of the income, so I figured mine would be more, but I know she probably needs some. She's going to be the primary caregiver.
And is she going to go back to work, you think, or not sure?
I think she'd love to not go back. So, that's what she says now. So I don't think anytime.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. Mark, how much life insurance do these guys need?
I would get $1 million for each of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is the thing that's weird, Nate. I know that she would not be the primary wage earner, but if, God forbid, something did happen to her and you are the primary wage earner, there's 2 choices you make in that moment. One is you say, I'm not working this hard. And then then you need money. Or 2, I have to work really hard and I need someone to take care of my kid. And kids, if that's the case. So I agree. I think you're young and you're healthy. And by the way, I would do this before she's in her first trimester right now, right?
Second.
Second? I don't know if she can get it. You should see if she could. So I would try to get $1 million on each of you of term life, 20-year level term life insurance. That's what I would try.
So not 30, 20-year?
See what the price difference is. It's not going to be, probably not going to be a big difference. I'm fine with 30 if you want to do 30.
Yeah, if you want to. I like that you're a little nervous Nelly. That makes me feel good about you. Already, I feel like you're ahead of the game just being a nervous 20-year-old.
And doesn't Florida have some sort of special college program? Do you even need to worry about saving for college?
They do have Florida prepay, and that's something I've been thinking about. I know my parents did it for me, and then they also have just a regular 529.
That Florida prepay is an amazing deal.
Is it? I thought it's less of a good deal than it used to be, but
well, it may be. My high school boyfriend who raised his family in Florida, everyone stopped laughing that I had a high school boyfriend. I did. And it was a very good deal. But you're right. His kids are all just graduating. You should check it out. It may be a good enough plan that you're even if it's not as good, it's still good. Are you one who wants, I went to public and I want my kid to have private? Do you have that kind of feeling?
No, I went to public and I turned out okay. So,
so I'd say. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm not too picky about that. I mean,
all right.
If you do use a 529, there's no real incentive for you to use the Florida plan because there's no tax deduction. But so just use the best plan out there. Look at somewhere like New York that has a great plan, and do not go directly through Vanguard.
Oh, I was actually considering doing the Vanguard Nevada 529. You don't think that's a good option?
Nevada's fine, but go through the state. Don't go through Vanguard. You're going to pay more money.
Yes, that's right. I think that the Nevada plan is a good one. And, you can just look at, savingforcollege.com. They rank them all the time. And look at you. What kind of plug-in did you get? I am going to be in the market for an I want all electric. I want zero hybrid situation. I want a plug-in. What'd you get?
We got the plug-in Santa Fe.
Oh my God, Mark, I read spots for them. Hyundai rhymes with Sunday. That's what they always put in the copy.
Yeah, it goes 30 miles all electric, so my wife can go to work and back and around the town, so it's nice.
So Nate, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck. Go get some insurance, finish those estate docs, and convert your wife's IRA rollover. If you would like to figure out how to solve a problem, Mark and I are here for you. All you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and then a form will pop up. When you get that form, put as much information as you can. Click the box that says you'd like to come on the air, and Mark will figure out the best time to get you to join us. While you're on the website, please try, if you can, if you have the wherewithal, to pre-order my upcoming book. It's called The Great Money Reset. And if you do that, you're going to be invited to a special event, and I'm excited. Mark, did we pick a date yet or not? We got to put that date in there. It's going to be in February, I think. And you're not doing anything in February. It's the winter, so you'll be happy to join us. Okay? Very good. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer of this program. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Try to do something for someone else today. Curiosity, compassion, community. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.